For decades, every available political tactic has been deployed to defame and obstruct the course of justice in India. A clear example are the recent allegations around a land deed for the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi temple. Be it an affidavit that the then UPA government submitted in 2007 denying the existence of Lord Ram, or major Congress leaders attempting to stall court proceedings 10 years later. Every effort was made to prevent the realization of a centuries-old dream since the very beginning. History and archaeological evidence have since then triumphed, but it seems that the maligning has not stopped. There have been open accusations of scams in an effort to derail a movement that finds a place within India's 1.4 billion hearts, but none have ever been proven. Which begs the question, why are these allegations even made? Recently, political leaders that have claimed that a portion of land acquired for the temple has been purchased at an exorbitantly high prices that have risen in a matter of minutes. Leaders like Pawan Pandey from the Samajwadi Party and Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh have alleged that the price of the land increased from 2 to over 18 crore in 10 minutes. Well, don't you think there is something missing? Let's dig a little deeper. Back in March this year, Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust executed an agreement to buy additional land for construction of facilities for pilgrims visiting Ayodhya. The first point to note is that even when the Supreme Court had, through its landmark judgment, allocated the central land to the trust, surrounding land owned by different individuals had to be acquired privately if and when required. So just over 1.2 hectare land was procured by the trust from two individuals named Sultan Ansari and Ravi Mohan Tiwari for 18.4 crores on March 18, 2021. Let's look at some recent history before going further. Back in September 2019, an agreement to sell the same land was made between Sultan Ansari and the original owner Kusum Pathak. As per this agreement, Ms. Pathak would receive rupees 50 lakhs in advance and the remainder over the course of 3 years, after which the title would be transferred. The land was priced at a total of rupees 2 crore, marginally above the prevalent market rate. Keep in mind, this was just an agreement to sell and not a sale deed. Also, the Supreme Court verdict had not been announced yet. This is a legal practice adopted due to changing prices of land. This deal ensured that the land title would be transferred to Mr. Ansari upon complete payment, and the amount would remain unchanged even if price of the land fluctuated. Following the Supreme Court verdict, it was but natural that the price of the land surrounding the temple would increase dramatically. Again, a common occurrence even with minor developments like roads and water supply. But the Ram Mandir verdict and the subsequent Bhumi Pujan, in contrast, was a huge development. Now, when the trust wanted to procure this land, it was again common practice to insist that the title in all legal terms was transferred to Mr. Ansari from Ms. Pathak before it was legally transferred to the trust. This was done so that at any point in the future, the land may not be disputed. At this point, the price for the land was agreed to be just over 18 crores, which was slightly lower than the market price. But remember, Ms. Pathak was actually bound by the 2019 agreement with Mr. Ansari for rupees 2 crore. So Mr. Ansari then completed the remaining payment of close to rupees 1.5 crore, thereby acquiring the legal title to do it. This was done on March 18, 2021. After the title was transferred to him, he then entered into a sale deed with the trust, meaning that the title would be transferred immediately. This sale was completed on the same day for a below market level price of rupees 18 crore. Now the leaders who have alleged a scam have mentioned that both payments happened on the same day, within a span of few minutes. But what these leaders have conveniently left out is that one payment between Mr. Ansari and Ms. Pathak was made as per the 2019 agreement, whereas the payment by the trust to Mr. Ansari was as per the sale deed of 2021. Simply put, it means Ms. Pathak received the 2019 price that had been agreed. Mr. Ansari, on the other hand, received the 2021 price as agreed. Where then is the scam? Which again begs the question, why the allegation? What is the motive behind it? The General Secretary of the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra, Champat Rai, executed the agreement in question, and he has dismissed all allegations. In a press statement released by the Ram Janmabhoomi Trust, all specifics have been clearly mentioned. Since its inception, it has been decided that all payments from the Ram Janmabhoomi Trust will be made directly into bank accounts to maintain transparency. The reason is clear: there is nothing to hide. In this new India that has become increasingly digital, it has become easy to make allegations in an effort to stir discontent. However, the same India is also empowered to find and analyze the actual facts, which of course never lie. Hopefully, going forward, this analysis becomes a common practice, effectively ending the bygone era of false and unsubstantiated allegations. Until then, keep watching New India Junction for more insightful videos. Remember to stay safe and get vaccinated. Dhanyavad and Namaste.